What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barça Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 48 hours. We have some huge topics to discuss. Firstly, the Catalonia media have done an absolute 360 on Nico Williams, and there's now a lot of optimism that Barcelona are going to end up signing him. Apparently, according to reports, he's closer to saying yes to Barcelona than saying no. We will discuss that, and also a potential good, strong plan B option for Nico Williams in Kingsley Coman. We have some updates in regards to midfield signings as well. Dani Olmo medicals are all done. We also have an idea of what number he'll pick. Very interesting number. And also some talk about Joao Kimmich, who had to run down his contract until 2025 as a free agent. And Barcelona will be very interested in him come next summer as a free agent. Update on the Joaos as well. Barcelona do want to bring them both back, but Athletic Madrid and Mancini are making it difficult. They're asking for a lot of money, which Barcelona don't want to pay for the Joaos. And again, it's going to be last second for these two operations, just like last summer, if they do happen, of course. A lot of exit updates around Gundogan, Pablo Torre, Vitor Roque. Big update on Frenkie De Jong, with apparently Manchester United being interested in them after they failed to have a move for Manuel Ugarte of PSG. Huge update on the 1-1 rule as well. And finally, a new member of the sporting department is joining Barcelona. He's going to be working alongside Deco and Boyan, and we'll talk about his incorporation. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. Also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past 48 hours. First, we do have some updates around our brand new and first signing of the summer in Dani Olmo, who yesterday spent the majority of the day at the Ciudad Deportiva Joan Gamper completing his medical checkups. Probably doing some content as well with you-know-who, top 10 things about Dani Olmo incoming, but that's pretty much what he did yesterday. Whether this will be announced over the weekend at the Joan Gamper, I have no idea. I think the club's plan will probably be to announce it before that, have him in the squad list for the Gamper, and then maybe we'll have him walk out there and, you know, be presented at the Joan Gamper, and then of course on the bench, come on for a couple minutes or so. But the Dani Olmo deal is going to happen. Everything's now verified and confirmed. The fees agreed. The medicals are all checked and all passed, so absolutely no problems there. Now, there is a little debate coming out about his number that he wants to select. According to Ivan San Antonio of Sport, he said that although it is not 100% confirmed yet, everything indicates that Dani Olmo will wear the number 20 at Barcelona next season, which of course could pretty much be the final nail in the coffin for the future of Sergi Roberto. I personally think the 20 wouldn't look too bad on him. I think, though, I would much rather see him wear the number 14. I think that's a great number for an attacking midfielder. Of course, a number of Johan Cruyff as well. I would say 17 if we don't get a winger, whether it's Nico or anyone else for that matter. But I really like 14 on Dani Olmo, but we'll see. If he's taking 20, then no way Roberto comes back, surely. Especially him losing his number, then him coming back afterwards and getting another number would be very weird. But we'll see with the number stuff. I still don't believe it. I still think 14 would look hella nice and sell good numbers as well with Dani Olmo. We'll wait and see on all the logistic parts of his transfer. Now, in regards to the signing, of course, everyone in Barcelona is very happy. Fans are, you know, still questioning the signing. Sky Sports came out saying that, of course, Sky Germany, more specifically, that Dani Olmo was the top transfer target for Hansi Flick. So the German media saying that Hansi Flick really wanted Dani Olmo. Alfredo Martinez also came out saying that Deco was also a great supporter of the Dani Olmo signing. So quite clear that all the higher-ups at Barcelona were very keen on Dani Olmo. Now, what's next for Barcelona after them completing their first signing? Will there be other ones? I've been very clear on the channel saying that after Dani Olmo, I think we're just either going to get one, both, or neither of the Joaos, and that's it. Fabrizio Romano's come out saying that the signatures for Dani Olmo will arrive soon. Formal steps on the first purchase that will be followed by others. Barcelona does not want to stop there, but in the meantime, Olmo is a blaugrana. He also added that Hansi Flick considered Dani Olmo to be a player of a total intelligence, perfect for his quality of play, someone who's willing to help in different positions, and a quality player with great technique. So again, adding on to what the other two reports previously said. But Fabrizio Romano saying that he will not be the final signing of this summer, which of course is good news, but who will be the other signings is the question mark. Again, apart from the Joaos, I have no idea, and I honestly don't see anyone coming in apart from the Joaos. I think Fabrizio Romano did come out saying that Barcelona are so heavily tracking and still want Joao Cancelo. He gave no updates on Felix. We'll talk about the Joaos anyways later on in the video. But Dani Olmo, done, sealed, all but signed now, and all but official as well. And we'll wait and see what number he's going to rock up with next season at the Montjuic for the first half of the season anyways, and then of course in the second half at the Camp Nou. Now, after the signing of Dani Olmo, again, the question is who is next, and we are still freaking waiting for an answer from Nico Williams. It's now been almost 3 weeks since the Euro finals and still no answer, but there has been a huge remontada push for Nico Williams over the past 48 hours specifically. Now, the morning that we got the here we go for Dani Olmo, which of course was on Tuesday, the Athletic Bilbao account posted a video of Nico Williams returning to training early. Remember, I told you guys on the channel on Monday he was supposed to come back on August the 12th. He came back on the 6th instead, so he came back a week early. He's in the video. I'm very happy to be here. Let's get forward and working for the start of the season. Everyone thought this was over. Now I'm thinking this is over. Reports in Barcelona said that, apparently Bilbao forced Nico Williams to do this video. He chose to come back early, but they forced him to make this video. I don't freaking know. But for me, once this video came out, I'm like, it's over. It is beyond over. But when this video came out, there was still optimism around Barcelona. Tony Juan Martí, who was Mr. Negative, by the way, came out saying that Barcelona sources insist that Nico Williams should not be ruled out, despite the video that he made with him training with Bilbao. There is some hidden and secret plan behind the scene, even though they know it's very complicated. Otherwise, after today's events, the easy thing would be to say, forget about it. Of course, today's events being the Dani Olmo confirmed signing. Joao came out saying that we have not seen the end of the Nico chapter. Vitor Roque came out saying that it is true that Barcelona have not ruled out Nico Williams. This is what they conveyed to us in the United States, despite the video being released with him training with Bilbao. So this is all, of course, Tuesday. Heading into last night specifically, there's been a big surge. Absolutely huge surge. eSport 3 came out saying the signing of Nico Williams is still very much alive. He remains Barcelona's great target. I don't have the report on the screen, but Ivan San Antonio of Sport said that Joan Laporta wants to step in negotiations and convince Nico Williams, because of course he's running for election next year and he wants to have a good season this season to help him with elections. I think Catalunya Radio came out saying that now Nico Williams is closer to saying yes, that he's closer to saying no. Joao Romeu came out saying that there have been contacts, official contacts between Nico Williams' camp yesterday and Barcelona. So this is of course contacts the day we signed Dani Olmo. I'd much rather not give any more details so things don't get screwed up in negotiations. So shout out to Romero for that, if of course this is true. But with the Nico saga is still alive and the subject has been revived as of now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is nothing but horseshit. What did the club want you to do? Oh, we're gonna get Dani and Nico. Oh, Nico, he's gonna say yes. Oh yeah, she said no. Seen this all before. Piqué said si queda and Neymar left a week later. I do not believe this whatsoever. I think again this is the club giving false hope to gas up the Barcelona fans to keep us on the Nico Williams hype for another week. Oh, let's get excited for the Joan Gamper. Let's buy some tickets and let's chant Nico, Nico, Nico and see if he comes. It's all a bunch of rubbish. There is no way that Barcelona can afford this summer Dani Olmo, 60 million, of course, 55, whatever the fee is, fixed, of course, paid in installments, but still, and then 60 million upfront full in cash for Nico Williams. We could, of course, afford the two transfers that are both based on installments. We could, of course, register both players, afford their wages. That's not a problem, but having the cash right now for the transfers seems a bit far-fetched to me, and that is the case. Why the F are we not going for a pivot? Zubamendi is going to Liverpool. That has properly pissed me off over the past 24 hours. Of course, we haven't contacted Zubamendi this summer. Xavi wanted him, but Xavi got sacked before we started making moves in the summer. The last time we contacted Zubamendi was last summer. He rejected Arsenal in the beginning and Bayern Munich, and now all of a sudden he's going to Liverpool. And we weren't in for him whatsoever. But a top quality pivot like that going to Liverpool pisses me the hell off. If we had this kind of money, why didn't we be smart? Imagine the summer window we would have had with Xavi. We would have had Nico Williams for 60, Zubamendi for 60, Xavi Simons on loan, maybe a Dani Olmo down the road if we had some money and we had some injuries, you never know. It would have been a 6th summer. All we had now is Dani Olmo last second, and now we're just twerking for Nico Williams. I will tell you guys this right now for free. There is, in my opinion, a 1% chance Nico Williams is going to come. Oh, 1% chance, 99% faith. But that he is not coming. There's no way. There's no way we waited 3 weeks and he's going to say yes after returning to training with Bilbao. It all does not connect, especially with his brother basically forcing him to stay at Bilbao for another year. It does not make sense. This, in my opinion, is the media giving the Barca fans false hope, the buy into the hype of the season. Also delay the decision a week longer. That way they can figure out what they want to do in the market in the final 2 weeks to push and bring back the morale for Barcelona fans. So we'll see. I don't think it's going to happen. If you think it's going to happen, then you're just falling for the same trap that Barcelona always set. Again, if I'm wrong, I'll hold the L, and of course I'll be ecstatic, I'll be over the moon, I'll be gassed, but I just don't believe this. So we'll see with Nico Williams. Again, the Barcelona media is on the hype, saying that it's back on, it's very much alive. He's close to saying yes than he is no all of a sudden. So we'll wait and see how things develop. Again, hopefully we can just get a decision before the Gamper. Just a yes or a no, for crying out loud, is all I'm asking for. I don't want to sit here and jibber jabber and dance around. Just give me an answer. Put me out of my misery. Now, in the event that Barcelona do not get the signing of Nico Williams over the line, the question is, will Barcelona go for another left winger? I've been very adamant saying no. I think the club will just bet on Ansu Fati, maybe get back Joao Felix. But a market opportunity has been dropped to Barcelona over the past few days. Bayern Munich have been trying to offload Kingsley Coman for the entire summer because he's running down his contract. He doesn't look like he has a future at Bayern Munich, and they've just listed him on the market available on loan with a buy option or a mandatory buy option. Barcelona being interested, I think, is wider the market. This is coming in from Miguel Sanz from Sport, who is not reliable whatsoever. But I want to bring this up on the table. This, for me, would be fantastic if, of course, we don't sign Nico Williams. Get Coman in on loan with a buy option, cover half his salary. Everyone is happy. Bayern Munich get rid of him. We get a good player. Again, the only issue with Kingsley Coman is that he's more injury prone than Pedri, Dembele, and Olmo put together. I mean, his injury record is shite. But of course, Hansi Flick did coach him. He did, of course, score the goal for Hansi Flick to win the Champions League in sextuple during COVID. I think this would be a great market opportunity. You get a good winger that, if he stays fit, can definitely, provide some different outlook and some damage for you in your attack. And with him being available on loan, this for me would be a great opportunity for Barcelona to pursue in the event, of course, we don't get Nico Williams. There have been reports about Chiesa as well, but I wouldn't, go near that. He's, again, more injury prone than Pedri, Olmo, and Dembele. I'm talking about Ousmane Dembele put together. So we'll see if anything materializes here. Again, with a player like this in the position that we need, of good quality, unavailable on a cheap, this just smells Barcelona. So we'll see if things do develop. I think this would be a great idea by Deco to hopefully salvage some sort of a good option for Barcelona in the left wing position. Now, on the topic of Bayern Munich players, a player that Bayern Munich could not hold down and prevent from leaving for free is one of their star players, Joshua Kimmich. And Santi Ona of Foot Mercado has come out saying that Joshua Kimmich has decided that he will stay at Bayern Munich this season. His choice is final. So he'll not be leaving this summer, but of course, if he does not renew his contract, he will be a free agent next summer. If Hansi Flick survives this season with Barcelona and he's the manager next summer, Kimmich available for free, I think Barcelona is going to be absolutely all over this. Big name, good signing, unafraid during an election year. Laporta will be glazing over this. Of course, over the past 3 summers, Barcelona have done fantastic free transfer deals. This summer we haven't, because it's never been really an opportunity that we have been marking, been eyeing per se. It's been quite a dull free agent market. 2025 is going to be a huge free agent market. Joshua Kimmich is going to be available. Trent is going into he'll be a free agent come then if, of course, he does not renew his contract. A lot of big players available in 2025, and I think Barcelona will be all over this in the event that Hansi Flick is still the Barcelona manager. So keep your eyes on the race for Joshua Kimmich as a free agent in 2025 as it starts now, and Barcelona will be one of the first clubs in the queue to sign him. Now, the 2 transfers that are still on Barcelona's radar for this summer is, of course, the Joaos, Cancelo, and Felix, as they're still registered as Barcelona players officially on the club's website. Now, Victor Navarro came out saying that Manchester City and Athletic Club and Barcelona are demanding more than just a loan for Cancelo and Felix respectively, with either an immediate purchase or a loan with a mandatory purchase option. If Hansi Flick is convinced by the players at La Masia, the club will rule out the signings of the Joaos. Again, like I said at the beginning of the video, Fabrizio Romano came out saying that Joao Cancelo is still being tracked and Barcelona are still very interested in him. With Felix, though, it's gone pretty quiet. We're hearing that Aston Villa are preparing their bid for him. They're just waiting to sell one of their strikers to, I think, West Ham. But once they get that over the line, they're going to go and try and sign Joao Felix, who again is participating very heavily in Atletico Madrid preseason at this point. But of course, Atletico Madrid just signed Julian Alvarez and Alexander Sorloth as well. So he's got no chance in that front line. Again, for me, my stance remains the same. If I think if we don't get Nico, the club will go back in for Felix, try to get him on loan and, you know, try and finesse the deal. I think that's the club's easiest route ahead of Kingsley Coman, in my opinion. That's what I think the club will do. Of course, I would do the other way around, keep Coman first. If that doesn't work out, I'll go and try for Felix. Again, with Felix, would not spend a penny. Another loan with buy option if we can't get anything like that. I would walk away. With Cancelo again, I would make a bit of an effort. I think we just need some depth with fullback. Apparently, Julian Araujo is going to be leaving. Again, now, no strong reports about Julian, but he's not played at all in preseason apart from the 45 minutes against Man City. There's been some niggling reports coming out. Oh, Betis and other clubs are interested in Araujo if he's available this summer. So if he's not going to be trusted by Hansi Flick, we desperately need a right back. We cannot go in with just Alex Valle, Hector Ford, and Jules Koundé. We'll get absolutely cooked. So Cancelo is the big one for me. I think we should definitely make a little bit of extra effort. Again, don't overspend. I would definitely do a loan with the mandatory buy option for 20 million. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Just delaying the inevitable with Cancelo. So we'll wait and see. Again, it looks like Cancelo is a bit more favored on the Barca side than Felix is. Both players are not ruled out. Still have interest in Barcelona, but their parent clubs, Man City and Athletic Club Madrid, are making the transfer operation a bit difficult. Let's now discuss the players that have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past 48 hours. One, of course, transfer that is now official and confirmed, and that is Romeu's loan to Girona, which, of course, I told you guys in the last video. But I did have a bit of a rant, a bit of a disappointment that I really wanted Barcelona to insert the clause that he cannot play against Barcelona. And I'll hold my hands up. Deco has gone and bloody done it. Gabriel Sanz and Mundo Deportivo reported, of course, the day after the official announcement and the day after I went on my, little rant, saying that Romeu will not play against Barcelona this season as they have included the fear clause. Credit where it's due, Deco. You've done something decent this summer. Thank God for that. Because he rocked up at the Montilivi or the Olympic Stadium, wherever we played Girona for our home side, and he put in a masterclass and we lost or drew, I would have been fuming. But thank God the Aleman factor is still lingering around Barcelona. I think this would be a very, very important step that we should be taking forward in loan players for the foreseeable future. It baffled my mind over the past few years when we loaned players to other La Liga clubs and they played against us. Sometimes they played well and cost us points. I'm thinking, just put a clause in there saying they can't play against Barcelona. It's our player anyways. Why should he be coming up against us and, hurting us? But finally, Aleman pulled the head out of the arse and started, pushing that kind of fear clause, and it is in the contract of Romeu. Fantastic there by Deco by putting that in, and we will not see Romeu officially on the pitch, either facing Barcelona or not, until, of course, next summer. Now, staying on the topic of the midfield, a player who Barcelona is open to selling in the midfield is İlkay Gündoğan, with Ferran Martinez and Mundo Deportivo coming out saying that Barcelona are open to considering an offer for İlkay Gündoğan if the player brings them an offer that interests of all parties. But his agent has informed Barcelona they have no intention to listen to any offers this summer. He wants to do something special and big for Barcelona this season. I think Gündoğan's transfer now is completely ruled out. He is the only fit midfielder, first team midfielder for Barcelona heading into the match against Mestalla in about, a week and a half's time. He's the only fit first team midfielder. Of course, Christensen is a center back. We ain't counting that. Bernal and Casado. That is it. So, ain't no way he's leaving. Unless a big offer comes in, we take the gamble, we play, Pablo Torre or Unai Hernandez there. Gündoğan ain't leaving. So I think he'll probably end up staying for another season and we won't renew his contract, especially now that the incorporation of Dani Olmo. I think once we hit January, we'll realize, oh, fucking hell, we have a lot of midfielders. They'll probably let Gündoğan go on a free next summer, which again, I don't mind. Came in for 2 years, put 2 solid years in, was a fantastic player. I don't mind that whatsoever, but I doubt Gündoğan leaves now with the lack of numbers that we do have in the midfield. Injuries. Of course, Dani Olmo's coming in fit, but he's going to be coming in a bit late. I think he has no chance, of course, starting the match against Valencia. Maybe the next match he could. But he needs, of course, to get back to fitness after his 4-week holiday after winning the Euro. So with Gündoğan, unless a big offer comes in, he probably won't leave due to Barcelona's lack of numbers in the midfield. But of course, that offer comes in, it's going to be a very, very interesting case. Now, staying in the midfield, another player's future in the midfield that's very much in doubt, I would say leaning on the side more so of leaving, is Pablo Torre, again, just due to an overbooking in the midfield, not due to quality or anything like that. Fernando Polo Deportivo came out saying that both the coaching staff and the sporting department are very satisfied with Pablo Torre during the preseason, and they consider that he currently has a place in the first team, unlike 2 seasons ago. Hansi Flick is not in favor of having a short squad either in such a demanding season. However, the scenario can change if Torre asks to leave in search for more minutes, since in principle he will be behind the pecking order. Of course, he'll be behind fully fit Pedri, Gavi, Dani Olmo, Gündoğan, and so on and so forth. Torre's entourage don't want to rush to a decision and prefer to see the evaluation over the 3 weeks that remain in the transfer window. So this will very much be a last-second departure if, of course, he does end up leaving. Depends, I think, also when Pedri will come back injured. If he comes back early, might push him out a bit sooner. If he comes back later, he might survive. I wouldn't mind holding on to Pablo Torre until January. Just again, with Gavi not coming back to the new year, Pedri just made a broken glass. You have Dani Olmo, which is good. You have Gundogan. You can have a little option there. Pablo Torre, I think since he's impressed, I think, you know what, give him a go. That way you take off the pressure a little bit off Casado and Bernal as well. So I would hold on to him to at least January. Then maybe load him out in January. I think that would be a good option. But we'll see how the market evolves, and also see how the squad evolves as well. But for now, Pablo Torre's future a bit in question. I think a lot of it will come down to his decision as well. If he wants to leave, the club will respect that. If offers come in for him, the club will evaluate it as well. It's kind of, you know, let's see how things go basis for Torre. Now, the final player in the midfield that has been rumored to be leaving Barcelona over the past 48 hours, or sorry, say more so over the past 3 years, to this specific club as well, it is Frenkie De Jong to Manchester United. Now, there have been reports coming from the UK. Again, the source isn't that great, but I just thought I'd bring it in there for some clickbait and also discuss Frenkie De Jong's future as well. They came out saying that Manchester United have made an initial inquiry to Barcelona over the possibility of signing Frenkie De Jong this summer. They are interested in completing a deal if the fee is in the region of 30 to 40 million pounds, which I think around is like 37 to 48 million euros. That can be settled upon, but currently nothing is advanced whatsoever. A couple of things, United. Firstly, the man is injured, so unless you want to sign someone who's injured, I don't know what the hell you're waffling about. But again, this is a particular situation for Barcelona, which hopefully they can, you know, figure out. Frenkie De Jong has the contract expiring in at this point, a year and a little bit less time now, and he does have a lot of the advantage now in terms of negotiation. Again, Frenkie De Jong wants to stay. The club wants to keep him. They're just trying to figure out a new contract, new salary structure for his current deal, all these things like that. Frenkie De Jong is also the third captain of the club now, especially with no Sergio Roberto. He will, of course, level up from fourth captain to third captain. The club value him. They think he's a good player. Of course, last season he wasn't. It's just been a lot of injuries for him, which kind of sucked. But from the games he did play, he was fine. Everyone's umming and ahhing about, oh, he's on 700k going into the season, which first of all is completely wide of the mark, and secondly, it is due to him delaying his wages. He earned peanuts in 2020 to 2023. Essentially, he earned nothing. He pushed it all to the end to help Barcelona, and now it's all kicking back in. It's his money. He deserves it. It's what he signed with Bartomeu. People are just like, oh, how's he on 700k a week? Oh, we got to get rid of him. This is money that he was owed. It's not like we just gave him that kind of wage. Look, I'm not defending it in any means. I think, again, my stance for Frenkie De Jong has been very clear since January. If he does not renew this summer, I would let him go for around 70 million euros. This, by the way, this price by United is laughable. They want to buy him for around 50, which is hilarious. But again, I think with Frenkie De Jong, nothing's going to happen. I think he'll stay. I think he'll ride the storm. And I think really more so when we hit January 2025 until the summer, that's when shit's going to get really, really, really intense for his future. Probably with the future as well, Pedri and Gavi and Araujo as well. One of, you know, some core players of Barcelona need new contracts. Their contracts are running up, and the club have been really focused this summer on transfers, even though they only signed one effing player. But with Frenkie, I don't see him moving this summer whatsoever. Unless United, you know, pull their head out of their arse and make some massive offer, I doubt Barcelona will budge. I doubt Frenkie De Jong will budge as well. I think they're both in comfortable positions. The club have been really, you know, helpful with him with his injury. Again, new chapter, new season, new journey under a new manager. Frankie's like, fifth manager at Barcelona. So we'll see how things turn out. But I think a sale for Frenkie De Jong this summer is very, very difficult. I would even say damn near impossible. Now, another player's future that will be evaluated over the next week or so is the future of Vitor Roque. After Pau Victor's very impressive pre-season, the club now are leaning towards letting Vitor Roque depart the club this summer, and Gigantes have come out saying that Barcelona has two offers for Vitor Roque, one from a Premier League club on loan and the other from a Serie A club for a permanent transfer. His agent, Andre Curry, has been seen in Barcelona over the past few days. This has also been confirmed by a few other sources as well. Now, I'm telling you right now, the permanent transfer offer from Serie A is in fact from Lazio, is what I've been told. The Premier League club, I'm not quite too sure. I don't know, man. Comes down to what Flick wants. Flick wants to trust Pau Victor and bin Vitor Roque. Then fair enough. It's the coach's decision. You can't give players the coach does not want. I still think Vitor Roque is a talented player. Maybe a loan would be good for him. I don't know. He said no to a loan. Now he's open to a loan. I don't know. Whatever is best for FFP and whatever we have to do, I'll be on the side on. It's a preseason again. He didn't really impress, let's be honest. Got a good penalty against Milan. that was pretty much it, man. Yeah, touches were poor, movement wasn't great. The Milan cameo wasn't too bad. He pressed pretty well. He got some good movement, but the City game, the Madrid game, I don't know. Even Flick not starting him in certain moments as well, coming on late, just shows where he is in the pecking order. So I think we are looking down the tunnel of a Vitor Roque departure this summer. The question really is how and when, but we'll see how his future at Barcelona is over the next week or so, where we are expecting the decision. Again, under Curry's been seen in Barcelona, so there's going to be movements. The club want to resolve his future as soon as possible, and we are looking at the exit door for Vitor Roque. Now, another player whose future right now is again in doubt as well, where his position is currently in the first team, is Mikayil Faye. Of course, we talked about him and Porto a lot at the beginning of the transfer window. That's kind of died down since the preseason started. Now the preseason's ended, and Santi Ono from Mercado came out saying that AS Monaco, of course, we're facing in the Gamper, so negotiations can happen, of course, during that match, are very interested in Mikayil Faye, and initial contacts have taken place. Nice as well have made an offer. Whether they made an offer to Barcelona, the player remains to be seen. But again, Mikayil Faye is not one short of offers. The question is really with Barcelona, what is the decision? Again, with Araujo being out until 2025, they do want to have a few extra center backs. Who are they going to pick? Mikayil Faye, Inigo Martinez, Eric Garcia. All these questions need to be answered. They might even bet on Sergio Dominguez as well, who had a pretty impressive preseason. We'll wait and see. Again, with Mikayil Faye, if we do let him go, 15 million. That's all I need. Package or fee, honestly. I'll take 10 plus 5. I think that's, also not too bad of a deal. So we'll wait and see what Mikayil Faye's future will more so come down on Barcelona's decision to let him go than more so the player wanting to leave. It's quite clear he has the ambition to stay at Barcelona and continue with the first team, but he just wants some guarantees in the fact that he will end up playing. We saw him, of course, play at left back against AC Milan, so we know the versatility of the player as well. Didn't miss a penalty to lose us in the game, so I mean, that's, I guess, something. But we'll wait and see with Mikayil Faye. I think it more so comes down to the decision of Barcelona than the player in this scenario. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Firstly, and the only update we do have is on the contract renewal of Alex Valle. Now, Ivan San Antonio has come out saying that Flick is delighted with the performances of Alex Valle during preseason, and he will be offered a new contract. His current one, of course, expires in 2025, and he does have a release clause right now of just only 3 million euros. Of course, Barcelona had the option to automatically extend it, but they didn't want to risk it if the Flick doesn't want him and he did not perform in preseason. In the end, he has at right back as well, so imagine what he can do, hopefully, on his natural side. I think with the fullback position, it's quite clear. I think you should have Valle and Valle at left back. You can have Julian, Koundé, and Cancelo at right back. You have Fort coming in, bouncing between the first team and the B team if anyone's injured, stuff like that. I think that's the way to move, and that would very much stir up and show how strong our fullbacks are. The question now is that Barcelona really do like Gerard Martin as well. Will they keep him? Will they push him and Valle to stay? Will they shoehorn Valle as a right back now because they don't trust Julian Araujo? All these questions that hopefully are answered soon. But no doubt in the player, I think again at right back in his weaker position, he impressed a lot against Real Madrid and against AC Milan as well. Did a bit mid against City. Got turned a little bit by Jack Grealish, made some good runs forward. So again, what's been quite clear about Valle is going forward, he's a big threat. Defensively, though, he doesn't look too comfortable. I think it more so has to do with the fact that he is at right back. I think at left back, he'll look a bit more stronger in the defensive aspect of the game, but we'll see what happens with the future of Valle as Barcelona are interested in keeping him and do want to offer him a new contract. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past 48 hours. First, few quickly in regards to Barcelona signing any kind of midfielder this summer after Dani Olmo. It is looking very, very unlikely we will sign anyone. No pivot, no box-to-box, no nothing. Flick said after the game against AC Milan that we have many good players injured in the midfield right now, and I think that we have enough players in the midfield as of now and does not need reinforcement. Everyone lost their mind, but of course the morning afterwards, the reports came out saying that, of course from Fernando Polo, saying that Hansi Flick has a lot of faith and enormous confidence in both Marc Bernal and Marc Casado heading into the season, and they will be heavily trusted and be heavily around the first team dynamics. Of course, Casado will be a first team player, so he'll get more minutes ahead of Bernal, but Bernal will be kind of like Hector Ford, hopefully bouncing a lot in between the first and B team, with him, of course, mainly being involved in first team action. Of course, first team training every week 100%, but action wise potentially also a lot with the first team. Look, I can see why they've done it. Of course, they had a fantastic preseason of both of them. I think Bernal specifically really looked fantastic. Casado looks so strong, playing the most minutes, played the full game against AC Milan, looks fit as hell as well. So if we get Nico Williams, I won't mind. If you tell me, oh, Nico Williams, Dani Olmo, you trust Bernal and Casado for the pivot because Zuman does not want to come and no one else is kind of worth the price, fair enough, I'll back it. Onana at 60 million as well. You're like, do you bite the bullet or not? You know, I get it. So That's only if you get Nico Williams, though. If you don't, then I'll be fuming. Absolutely fuming. Again, relying on youngsters for a full season to get an intense season, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Election is coming up, so Joan Laporte really wants to be successful this season. And he's relying on a 17-year-old, I don't know how old Casado is, I think he's 2021, to hold up the midfield for Barcelona going into the season in Clásicos, Athletic Club and Barcelona games, quarterfinals of the Champions League, Super Cups, quarterfinals of the Copa del Rey. Like, it's going to be an intense season, a lot of matches, and he's relying on these two youngsters. So hopefully, most important thing in my opinion, they don't get overburdened with a lot of minutes, and we'll wait and see how they do perform going into the season. But very, very, very, very unlikely that Barcelona will make another midfield signing after Dani Olmo this summer. Some other big news around Barcelona over the past 48 hours has been the resolution of the 1-1 rule, as now it's been 2 months since the initial deadline, and Barcelona have gotten back to the 1-1 rule in the Liga. And of course, this is going to be the case with Barcelona wrapping up the Dani Olmo deal. I even tweeted once we signed Dani Olmo, get ready for some 1-1 news, because ain't no way Barcelona signed Dani Olmo without returning to the 1-1 rule. And we have now the confirmation that Barcelona have received 40 million euros that was unpaid by Liberal through a club sponsor, and the agreement will be signed very soon. And it was signed yesterday at 12 p.m. Barcelona time, and it is the company Aramac who are going to be replacing Liberal and paying that 40 million euros for 10% of Barca Studios. And of course, they're going to be working alongside the club over foreseeable agreements and foreseeable projects as well. They're the ones that are coming in and saving us. So it's going to be Amarek, it's going to be Spotify, Nike, who also take some shares from the Barca Studios to help cover the Liberal payment. Of course, Barcelona are taking Liberal to court as well, so we'll get the money from other clubs, other sponsors, and hopefully get more money from suing Liberal as well for failing to make those payments that they said they would. So hopefully in the end, we not only return to the 1-1 rule, but make some money as well. Of course, the legal case will take a very long time. Barcelona will have to put a lot of money into it as well, but hopefully they gain back some of that money in legal fees and, winning the case, hopefully, as well. But 1-1 rule now is basically set. Once we get the Nike renewal over the line, hopefully that's going to be pretty much it. And again, that Nike renewal is still taking a bit of time. Again, if Nico says yes, and we want to get more players, 1-1 rule is going to escalate. The club is leaving for the last second. Like I told you guys in June, we are last second FC. If we can wait until August the 10th to do the 1-1 rule, the club would have done so. So, again, it's not surprising in my opinion that Barcelona returned to the 1-1 rule now following the signing of Dani Olmo. But again, now it is confirmed on who is going to be taking up those shares that Liberal failed to make. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is a new incorporation to Barcelona's sporting sector, and it is Andre Mancini, who is of course the son of the legendary manager. I don't know if he's a legend or not, but a very well-known manager, and Roberto Mancini, who of course won the Euros with Italy in 2020, won the Premier League with Man City in 2012 with the Aguero last second goal. He joins Barcelona's sporting management team as a member of Deco's staff. He was spotted at the Ciudad Deportiva Joan Gamper yesterday, probably for some Dani Olmo checks and stuff like that. He is joining. He is formerly on the Sampdoria board. I think he was their sporting director, like one of their assistant sporting directors or something like that. So now he's leaving his position at Sampdoria and joining and helping Deco. So he joins the dream team of Deco and Boyan. So we'll see how they cook up things. And again, maybe Deco needs some extra help, extra hands in negotiation, handling everything, which again, imagine Deco and Aneman being a partnership. That would have really been nice and a really strong dream team. Could have brought back the Aneman, Jordi Cruyff dream team, but it's going to be Mancini coming in, helping out. What's his salary going to be? I have no idea, but he's now going to be thrown into the mix with Deco operations and Boyan operations as well. So another incorporation, hopefully to help out with the load that's coming in the next few weeks. Unclear if his position is going to be temporarily or permanent, but he has joined Deco's team, and hopefully he brings a success in regards to ins and outs in the transfer market for the remainder 2.5-3 weeks left. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 48 hours. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing, firstly, of course, is your thoughts around Nico Williams. Think it's going to be happening or not? What are your thoughts on Kingsley Coman being a plan B option? Second, your thoughts on Joshua Kimmich being a free option in 2025. Would you be all over this from the get-go? Would you, slip by for now? And also your thoughts on Dani Olmo taking the number 20 shirt at Barcelona. Thirdly, your thoughts on the Joaos. Would you sign one of them, both of them, neither of them, under what conditions as well? And finally, your thoughts on the future of Frenkie De Jong. Would you sign the Manchester United this summer or hold out for a new deal with the Dutch midfielder? And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.